Yo, what is going on, guys? Frigate Trades here, bringing you another new weekly stock watch list. But before I give you guys all the good information, go ahead and leave a like on the channel, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to leave a comment. Really helps everything out as far as growing the channel out. So we can go ahead and dive deep into the watch list and what I got ready for you guys. So as far as the earnings side things go, we have a few airlines, banks reporting this week. Banks will obviously being the biggest ones, and then obviously the biggest one as far as a chat for stock hours that we like to trade, Tesla. Tesla TSM will probably be two of the bigger tech stocks for this week as far as reporting goes for earnings. They will be the two starters for us, so that is something to keep an eye out for and be excited on. So Netflix obviously not going to have that on the watch list until after close on Thursday, so it'll be a little bit until I get to trade that again. I happened to take advantage of it this past week, though. Called out like a 30% trade, like around 30% trade on it in stock hours. Wasn't a signal, but it was a pretty cool trade to give my entry and alert on to everybody. So yeah, that's what we got for earnings lined up for this week. And then as far as the watch list goes, which is the part you guys are all excited about, we can go ahead and start with NQ and ES. As you guys know, I always like to start with my indexes because that'll always give us a better picture of where the market's currently at and where our stocks are currently sitting at. So as far as NQ goes, it's pretty simple. We're still sitting and hovering around this 4-hour uptrend that gives us room up now to around 2,800. As to before, it was giving us room to around 2,500, 2,600. So another like 100 to 200 points added on that as this trend line approaches. As we approach closer to the trend line, it's something that we should keep an eye out for. But as far as everything that is close by, you can see I am already watching the 2,500 area here to the upside. See if we get any sort of breakout or hold above that for more upside in the tech market. And then to the downside, it'll be the same level that we were watching for a breakout before, which is the 2,300 area that we broke out of finally, and then actually ended up holding the past 2 days, Thursday and Friday, as you can see here, 2 wicks around that 300 area. So those will be the two areas that I'll be watching on NQ. ES up next. Let's see, what do we have on here? Yes, so ES here on the 1 hour, which is what I'm going to be really focused on. Obviously, we made an all-time high on ES, which helped a lot with the tech sector. A lot of the tech stocks that we like to trade in the chat are under ES as well, or SPY, whichever one you like to call it. We have a 1 hour uptrend here that gives us room all the way to 58.73. Roughly in change. You can see how many times we had rejected here on Friday around this high at 58.65 and having some sort of close above that. So that'll be the area that I'm watching on here. As far as the downside goes, I'm not really too interested on anything on that because there's really no sort of setup besides the all-time high level break that we had broken previously. So realistically, all I'm really looking at for this is more highs on this and see where the rest of our stocks can go on from here. So that is what I have on ES. And then, of course, your guys' favorite part is the actual watch list. I don't have too much going on. There's a lot of side watch list setups, but I'm saving those for the chat for tonight on our lesson and then Monday morning tomorrow during our pre-market review. So I won't be diving too deep into those because I want to keep those chats saved. All right, so first things first is Meta here. So Meta, realistically, I don't have anything on this till 582. You see I have 581.40 marked on my chart, but you can see the flat bottom that we are currently creating here on Meta. So I really have nothing down till we get down to that level. And then as far as the upside goes, I have nothing till this 594 level at here on Meta. I'm not interested at 592, 593. I'm not interested in anything of that. The only way I ever take Meta early in those kinds of situations before a key level approaches is maybe if Meta is showing a lot of strong sentiment behind the market. So for example, if market's consolidating or falling back or maybe just doing its own thing, as in the sense where it's at least not pushing up and Meta is pushing on its own, that's the kind of market sentiment I'm kind of looking for on Meta to take advantage of because it's showing me a lot of strength. So usually with a setup like that, I would strictly wait for 594 unless I get those specific situations and scenarios come up. But the downside obviously is further away too. So those will be the two areas that I'm watching on Meta there. Let's see if Baba loads up. All right, sweet. Next up is Baba. I'm watching the 111 level. You can see how long we have been consolidating here for a while. Only problem with Baba is that this stock likes to consolidate and it also likes to gap up a lot overnight, gap down overnight. So it becomes a really tricky stock to watch over the weekend or even overnight if you have it charted because of those kinds of moves with the Chinese market. So If this happens to sit where it's at for some reason, I'm looking at the 111 area with the gap starting at 111.30 with it ending all the way up to 117.87. So I got a lot of room on that gap, but this flat top here at around 111 is what I would be looking for entry. Or maybe this holds up pre-market and this breaks 111 already. I'll probably just look for an opening high momentum break here around the gap. So that is what I have on BABA. And then next up, last is Tesla. Tesla here, if I go on the 1 hour, you can see I currently have a gap here. You can see it starts from over here. This gap starts from pre-market on September 9th. So it's been over a month now that this gap has been here. Obviously, a $1.50 gap is not too much to write home about, but it is something that I will be keeping an eye out for. And then the low that we had on Friday, I believe, was around what, 214? Yeah, 214.38. I have it marked in my chart, so I would be looking at that level for a low and for some continuation after the Tesla event that I had last week over the robo taxi thing, and it didn't take it well, surprisingly. You know, I thought it was a pretty cool event. I thought everything that they showed was awesome, but you know, market didn't think otherwise, so. Tesla decided to come all the way down. So I'll be realistically looking maybe at 215 for an early entry. Safest entry would be waiting for that low at 214.38 or even 214 with it leading into the gap at 213.54 with the room down to 212.17 on that. So, but yeah, that is about it for the watch list, guys. Like I said, as far as the other side watch lists that are setting up, I'm saving that for the chat. So if you want to get that part of the watch list, make sure to sign up for the chat. The link is in the description below. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoy the week and play it safe, and you guys take care. Peace out.